What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Marvel Debate. I'm your co-host, Darren Badmouth Beasley, and who are you?
I'm your co-host, Josh Meany.
That's right. And today we're going to be talking about Ant-Man versus Spider-Man. Now, we're talking specifically about
The MCU.
The MCU Ant-Man versus the MCU Spider-Man, not Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, not some Spider-Man version that you've seen in a one-off comic book, but Tom
We're talking
Holland.
about Scott Lang, not Hank Pym.
Yes. And Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yeah. So my pick is I think Spider-Man would win, and you think Ant-Man would win.
Right.
What is it that you think? Why is it you think Ant-Man?
I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm like, you might be able to get me over on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though Ant-Man will be able to win over Spider-Man because I know from if I remember correctly, during the Civil War when he was on his shield, and I understand you're saying that his spider senses have evolved since then.
Right.
And perhaps that's the case. All I'm saying is that he did sense it during that time in Civil War. So, okay, let me explain this.
Yeah, it's off and on when he does sense.
Yeah.
Senses were
Right,
okay.
of course. And I don't want to explain this for everyone listening. In Civil War, Captain America Civil War, when they go to the airport and they have the fight scene, and Spider-Man takes Captain America's shield from him because Iron Man, gets a jump on him. Ant-Man is on the shield, very, 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 very small.
Yeah.
Obviously, he doesn't sense anything because he's not a danger or a threat or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he does sense. He has his spider senses kick in at that moment, and he says, I think he says, Mr. Stark, something. He says something. And he's looking at the shield. Something he knows something's going to happen, and it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter because there's no way to predict something so. Why would you think that some man is going to grow to a human size and uppercut you?
Okay.
You see?
Yep.
And so my argument is, let's say he now has I don't even think he's even met. Oh, yeah, I know he met Ant-Man, obviously, during the Civil War, but I don't think he met him at any other time.
Other point had like a full-on conversation with him. No. I don't think there was really no interaction.
No interaction. But he'd still remember him. Because he grew really big. He had an impact in that fight. So Spider-Man would know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I don't know what his counter would be to that. He's going to sense something, but you can't. You don't know what it's. It's just too many. I think it's just a little bit too many variables. Like I understand that there was that scene in the second Spider-Man movie where Mysterio is going to shoot him or whatever. He's completely invisible. Yeah. But he senses it anyway, right? And so it's like, okay, well, you're sensing that someone's going to shoot you in the head. You're sensing that a danger is coming this way towards you, so he's able to.
So that's going in saying that he doesn't know Ant-Man's about to attack him.
Well, that's the thing. He knows. He has some sense of. He can sense it. It seems.
Right. Yeah.
But what Ant-Man's about to do is what are you going to do? Like what. You see what I'm? That's my argument. Like if he is, and this is only part of my argument. If he is let's say he got onto Spider-Man and Spider-Man didn't know, and then he's going to do something to Spider-Man. He's going to grow big, or he's going to stick him. He's going to do something. Spider-Man's going to sense that. It's just I don't know if his reaction is going to be correct because he has to gamble. It's not like someone going to stab you, shoot you. He's understanding of your traditional threat, right? So if someone's going to punch you in the face,
I would imagine if they're about to battle at this point, he knows that Ant-Man can do that.
He does.
So I would say, like, if they're about to charge at each other and Ant-Man goes small, his spider sense at this point would be able to detect that there's going to be a danger. And then another thing is his suit. He's got, like, his lenses. They can zoom in. They can get heat signatures. I think he'd be able to spot him as he's small. And another thing I was thinking, if he's small, all Ant-Man really has is he has to get small, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's really all he has. Giant Man's Spider-Man's going to be able to figure that out.
Yeah.
That's all he really has. So if he does that, he then has to get very close to Spider-Man in order to hurt him. Spider-Man can get out so quick. Like, if he senses danger and he's not even sure, now that he's, like, prime in his spider senses, he can get out of there. He could maybe shoot a web while he's small, which covers a lot. And it's like, if he shoots enough web in that area, he's going to get Ant-Man to get stuck right there. And I think Peter would think of things like that more quickly than Ant-Man would, because Ant-Man, I mean, he's not dumb, but he's not, like, intelligent like Peter is. Like, he kind of wings it. He throws haymakers. He does everything on the spot. Spider-Man, like, he figures out ways. Like, he figured out, like like the walkie thingies in Star Wars to go around his legs as Giant Man. So I think Peter would be able to think more quickly, and I think like I just don't see Ant-Man being able to fuck him up. So he would have to get small and get close to him, and I just think Peter would be too on his stuff right now. He would just be able to stop him right there.
Okay, see, here's the thing, right? See, with the web, he can get so small. You have to keep this in mind. He can get so small, he can get in between the fabric of Spider-Man's suit. He's going to be able to get in and out of the web. He can get so tiny that he can get into someone's... Into his suit.
Because I know he can get into Iron Man, but Iron Man had more openings.
Right. No,
Spider-Man's suit's more like...
A fabric, a shirt. Like, he can get into... Yeah, because he got
once
into...
he gets that small... Oh, go ahead.
Well, he got into... what's his name? Shit. What did he do in the first movie? He ended up getting into...
Well, he went so small, and that was a huge risk that he went into the quantum realm and then made himself bigger. Right. I don't think he can do that on the fly.
Well let's say... I'm talking to the microphone. Yeah, but let's say that he got small enough. He doesn't have to go to the quantum zone to go through fabric, right?
He would have to... pretty close. I mean...
I don't think so.
To go through fabric?
Listen, to go through metal, yes. Fabric, you have to understand, is stitching. Stitching. If you take my shirt right now and you hold it up to light, you can see light shining through the shirt. There's tiny holes in it. That's what it is. That's fabric, right? It's stitched together. Metal, you can't, right? Metal, you're going to have to go through the... you're going to have to get to atom size to get through metal. Clothes, fabric, he's going to be able to get through that. And I think he can expand, too. And my argument is that, what is Spider-Man going to do to him? Shoot web at him? He's going to get small enough to get through the web.
He has to get close enough in order to do that. And I think that would be kind of hard for him. I think he can do it. Ant-Man would have to get close enough to get Spider-Man. Like, if they're going at it, he has to get in there and then do that.
I think.
So I think that is one way Ant-Man could beat him, but you know how we've been doing, like, out of 10 times?
Out of 10 times, yeah, of course.
I think Spider-Man has it. I think Spider-Man can do more. Even his suit can do more. And then if Spider-Man messes up Ant-Man's suit, it breaks his triggers, and he can't go small, he's screwed.
Oh, he's done.
He's completely done. So I think out of the 10 times, I think there's more Peter can do to him. Like, him going small, his thing is he has to get small and he has to get close to Spider-Man. And Spider-Man can get out of there so quick. He has spider sense or prime right now, so he's able to know danger is coming and get out of there, web him down. I just think there's more that he can do to him.
What is Spider-Man going to do to Ant-Man?
I mean, he beat the shit out of him, for one. His combat is better, so if they end up throwing at each other... I mean,
like, if they're going to fight, not him being normal size.
Him being small.
Ant-Man's super tiny,
I think he can web him.
What is he going to do?
That's definitely one. Web him
that's
down.
What I'm saying. You don't think he can get out of that web?
Enough of it? I don't know. That web's pretty damn strong. I don't know.
I think it's strong, but he's small, though.
He is small. I'm not sure, because that web is... like, if he starts throwing webs, I think it's going to be hard to get out of that.
I think if he shrinks and get out of the web...
he can turn into Giant Man. That would be a way to get out of the web.
Of course he could, right.
So then what can Spider-Man also do? I just think Spider-Man's going to beat the shit out of him.
Well, see, that's the thing. What is Spider-Man... Like, I know that
he can whip things at him, too.
Well, Ant-Man could throw this shit, and he has the discs to make
Spider-Man. I don't think that's hitting Spider-Man.
No, he's not going to hit him with it. He's not going to hit him with it, but he might be able to distract him. He might be able to do something. Here's what I'm banking on. Ant-Man being surprising. Ant-Man being surprising, and all he has to do, literally, is to touch Spider-Man. If he can get onto Spider-Man and get in between his fabric, he's going to do something to Spider-Man that's going to...
I agree with that. I think it's going to be incredibly hard to do. I think it's going to be really hard
to do. I think it's going to be hard to do, too. But I would give the edge to him because I don't know what Spider-Man's going to do. I don't know... I know Spider-Man's defense. I don't know his offense to Ant-Man.
Well, his offense, one, would be just beating the shit out of him. Two, I mean, if he's small enough, senses the danger in front of him, he can shoot the web, throw something at him. Like, can Ant-Man take a bus when he's that small? I'm not sure.
I think he's going to get so tiny. He's going to get so tiny. Listen, he doesn't have to get to the quantum zone. If he gets small enough to be smaller than
the question is how small? Because how small have we seen him go without going to the quantum zone? In the MCU.
Without going
how small? Because based off what I've seen, I'm not picturing that. Like, I'm sure he can, but I don't know anything backing that up like that. I've seen him get that small to where he can go through fabric. I've seen him like this big. I don't think that's getting through the start.
No, it's not.
Tech fabric and all that. So it's like, how small can he go before he hits the
problem?
Quantum? All I've seen him is like that small in Quantum Zone. And Quantum Zone he's not going to do, so I don't know if he's able to do that right now. if he's capable of doing that right now. It's a dog.
It's going ham. I have faith that he could get small enough to go through a shirt. I mean, I have faith that he can get small enough to where you can't see him.
I don't think faith is good enough.
Okay,
you know, I don't think that's good enough.
That's a solid point. That's a solid point. I don't think faith is good enough either.
I'm on your side. I feel like he probably could, but
Yeah.
based off what we've seen, we're talking about the MCU. I don't know. I don't
okay,
know
yeah.
if he's able to do that right now. Get
Based
that
off
small and
Right. Based off of what we've seen, his small is only pretty tiny. It's
Yeah.
not going through a shirt.
right.
Right, but we know that he can get small enough to go through atoms. I don't understand. if
Right,
we just
but
think
it's
about
also a huge like. So basically, what it is how small. Where's the
Cut
trouble
off.
zone for him? When it might be before the quantum zone, where things might be a little tricky. I don't know,
I
but
honestly-
if he can do that, that is definitely something he can do to Spider-Man. I don't know what Spider-Man would do. There's not much he can do. He just has to
Right.
stay away from him. So Spider-Man's advantage is he has that spider sense to
Of course.
just stay the hell away from him and get him from afar. Just whip shit at him,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Well, see, here's
That's
the, thing
the
with
only
Spider-Man,
advantage I
though.
can really give. And his tech. He has different things his webs can do. He's got the lenses. Like, his tech also will help him in that battle.
Yes.
Keep track of where Ant-Man
Now,
is.
so here's the thing, right? Yeah, again, there's no data, there's no empirical evidence.
Yeah, we're
there's
going
no
basically
scene.
off what we've seen.
Yeah, what we've
and
seen.
Trying to
Well, it's
depict.
we got to be a little bit more. It's what we've seen, but we fill in the blanks with some logic, right? I mean,
Well,
I
you
think,
can, of
yeah,
course,
Right.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
I think it's not beyond the realm of belief that he could get that tiny and get
Absolutely
bigger
not.
again.
No, I
you
don't
know
think
what I
so
mean?
either.
Like we haven't seen him do it, but
We haven't.
I don't see why he can't.
Right.
I think
I'm
they
not
don't.
sure if he can right now. I'm just, I'm
I
not
don't know,
sure.
but-
Maybe we got to see more of what
What
Ant-Man
he
can
could do, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like the reason why they don't do that for the MCU is because he's got to be at least some kind of size in order to have some kind of
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah,
gets-
from what we've seen, he just gets this small and then those
He gets
punches
big.
gets big. and-
Right, he doesn't need to get so
Yeah.
small he can go in between your shirt. He doesn't need to unless he goes to the quantum zone. But even if he did go to the quantum zone and he was in Spider-Man, I don't know what would happen.
I don't know how he, like,
If he got big from there, wouldn't Spider-Man literally explode?
yeah. Okay, so what else do you think Ant-Man can do besides? You think that's the only thing he has, or?
Against Spider-Man, yeah. I think
Because
if
I
he-
think so too. Because I don't think him, like, he can't go fist to fist with him.
no.
You know what I mean? He can keep going small and big like he does with other people, but I just don't think that's going to be enough. Like,
No.
Spider-Man's spider sense, as soon as he gets big, he's hitting him.
That's how he'd do it. That's
What?
how he'd trick him. He would just walk up and try to fight him. He'd get in some kind of fight with Spider-Man.
And then go small and then go
Spider-Man
big.
would go to swing and he'd get small and land on him as he's punching. And then after he's in there, if he can get small enough to get through the
So
suit, he'd be done.
Spider-Man needs to understand that he cannot get
Touch-
near
he
him.
can't
Yeah,
touch him.
he has to understand he cannot get near
And
him
will
because if
he?
he goes small, so what Spider-Man needs to do is he needs to focus on messing the buttons up, which he can target on. It's going to be tricky though, but he needs to. Yeah, he
See,
needs
I'm
to
not
shut him
kidding.
down.
I got Ant-Man on it. I got Ant-Man. Out of
still
10
do?
times, out of 10 times, I honestly, out of 10 times, I'd probably give Ant-Man 6. Maybe
I
7.
think it's that close.
I think it's that close. Because it literally all he has to do is touch Spider-Man, and it's GG. And Spider-Man's not. I don't think Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man, is not gonna be thinking like that. He makes mistakes. I understand we're
Yeah.
talking about the new invented Spider-Man. He's a
Yeah.
lot more like
He is more on stuff. That's what I'm really giving to Peter. Like, he is a lot smarter than Scott is.
Yes, he
like he
is.
thinks on the fly really quick, especially now after Far From Home.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's going to be thinking of more ways to take him down. Like, will Scott even think of, like, well, if it's to the death, I mean.
He's got.
I was going to say, will Scott think of doing that, but if it's to the death. But then again, you could add the argument, well, why hasn't he done that? There's been
Why
plenty of
hasn't he done that with who?
situations with, like, in the battle in Endgame. Why didn't he do that to anyone?
Like.
Like, because that's kind of a fight to the death.
Yeah, you mean like.
So why
in
wouldn't he have-
Endgame with like Thanos' army and stuff?
Yeah, like
But he got super big.
Because there's always that joke that he could have went in Thanos' butt.
Yeah.
But why didn't he do that? You know.
Well,
like,
I mean, I think there's a lot of things a lot of characters would have done if the studio would have let them. I mean, why didn't
Right,
Sorcerer
right.
Supreme just open up
Right,
a
and
portal
then
and
do the
clip them.
port,
Yeah,
like we were
right.
talking about in the last one.
There's a lot of things I think a lot of characters would have done. I think him going big though isn't a bad idea, right? It's a battlefield. It's not necessarily one-on-one battles. So
yeah, going big. I completely took that out. I just don't think going big is his advantage at all. I think it was a good distraction for Civil War, but I completely took that out even when I was thinking about him fighting anyone. I'm like, no, going big's not a good idea.
Right.
Don't do
No,
that.
in Endgame it works because he's an
going
army,
small.
but yeah, I don't know. I think he'd be.
It's
able
weird.
to
I think it'd be wicked close too. And I'd still give it to Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man's gonna think of more things to try to do to him, and then stay away. As Spider-Man, which I think he would know, knowing that he can go small like that, stay the hell away from
then
him.
what? What are you gonna do to him?
Throw things at him.
That's not gonna work. You're gonna
Why
throw
not,
things
though?
At him, man, he's gonna get so tiny.
Then it won't do
Then
anything.
he can.
Well, then he would have to get that time.
That's what I'm
if he's like this
gonna
big
get
and you throw a bus at him, it's gonna mess him up.
Gonna blow him
You know what
up.
I mean, he has to get that
Yes,
small.
get
So
that
that's
small.
going on.
Like, if
See,
he
I
gets
haven't
it-
seen him get
I
that
haven't
small
seen him
without the
get that
quantum
small.
realm,
Right,
so
I
it's
haven't
hard
seen
to
him, right.
like. I don't know if he could do that, but I also understand what you're saying. Like, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. No, I just don't know if he
Well,
could.
you know what? He did get really. I mean, if you really think about how small he got really small in two parts in Civil War. One being Captain America's shield. He is so. You know, you can't.
But a
see
bus
him.
would still hit that. But bus
I know,
would still
I know,
take him
I
out
know,
at that.
I know.
Yeah.
But you can't see him with your eye.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's on the shield clearly. We know he's on the shield. You can't see him until the camera gets. Spider-Man cannot. There's nothing. It doesn't look like there's anything on the shield.
Yeah.
You know,
It's wicked small.
Yeah, it's wicked small.
Wicked small. And I completely see why Spider-Man couldn't handle that at that time because his senses.
At that time, right? Well,
like,
he did sense it, but
it was a
still.
little late. Yeah, his
Well, he
senses
doesn't
were
even know.
on and off through
Right.
Civil War, Homecoming. They worked kind of when they wanted to. You
right,
know what
but
I mean?
even then, even if he sensed it, why would you think again? a
Yeah,
grown
in
man's
that
gonna come
moment,
and-
yeah.
he doesn't
But
know.
if he's fighting
Now
Ant-Man
he
in our
knows.
battle, now he knows and he's going to be on that. And I think, like I said, I think he wouldn't have much of a problem keeping track of him, of where he is, especially with his high-tech suit. You know what I'm saying? So he can keep locked on.
I just don't know what you're gonna throw. What, a gigantic explosive oil truck at?
Yeah, see, but I'm still going on. It's just right. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but I've just never seen Ant-Man do that. Like going off everything I've seen each character do, I haven't seen Ant-Man get. Like if I saw him do that in a movie, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that's pretty good. But I haven't seen him. But again, yes, also it's not out of the realm of possibility. But it not being out of the realm of possibility isn't enough for me to give it to Ant-Man. Because I'm just not so sure. I'm not so sure. I feel like I can more confidently say, yes, Spider-Man. Like, out of 10 times, I think Spider-Man's going to do more to him.
So Spider-Man, he throws something at him. What else has he got?
That insta-kill.
Insta-kill.
Insta-kill. He could take him out real quick.
Yeah,
when he
really.
turned that shit on in Endgame.
Wait, what?
Insta-kill. When he turned it on in Endgame.
Oh, the suit insta-kill.
The suit insta-kill. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's.
Yeah, because he has a lot of gadgets in his suit. So I think there's a lot of variants of things he can do, like with his webs. Like, he can keep them in place. If they're running at each other, he goes small, and he can detect where he is. If he throws enough webs, I think it's going to hold him, unless he turns into Giant Man, though. He's going to get out of that and go back to small. Ant-Man has to keep going big and small repeatedly.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Dog, you know what? Honestly, he could get really big and then get close. Okay, Spider-Man, he's about the same he's about the distance away from me to this laptop. Ant-Man, let's say, but Ant-Man's on the ground or some shit like that. And he's kind of like keeping his distance, but he got a little bit. He look a little bit close.
Yeah.
Ant-Man grows big.
I think Spider-Man can get the hell out of
Right,
there.
but now he's mad close to him. Even if Ant-Man,
But I think Spider-Man's quicker. In that growth, Spider-Man's gonna get the hell out of there.
But even in that growth and Spider-Man's moving back, if Ant-Man dives, like
I think it's too slow for Spider-Man. Spider-Man can shoot his web, yank himself.
Yeah, maybe.
Spider-Man can get completely
out of
out
dodge.
of there. Is the thing. Like Spider-Man can get compared to other superheroes, like Iron Man's gonna. You know what I mean? Spider-Man can get way the hell out of there and quick. And I don't think going to Giant Man is fast enough. Spider-Man is way too quick for that. And I think that's one of his advantages. He can get the hell out of there. And once the spider sense, clicks in, it doesn't matter if he knows what the danger is or not. He can get the hell out of there.
Throw something at him. What's to stop Ant-Man from getting big and tanking it?
You're right. He has to think of that on the fly and do it real quick.
Or dodge
and
it.
or dodge it. Yeah, I guess he could turn really big.
I just don't know what Spider-Man's doing to him. That's what I'm saying. I don't see what Spider-Man's doing. Spider-Man's throwing an oil truck at him, just grow huge. Last time they shot missiles at Ant-Man, missiles. It didn't do anything to him because he was huge. Did nothing. It's like, so okay, you're gonna blow him
So
up.
if he
Well,
goes
good luck.
big-
It's like, okay, you're gonna throw something at him. He's gonna shrink.
What could Spider-Man fucking do?
That's what I'm saying.
Because the only thing Ant-Man has is to go that small and get in his suit.
That's it. That's all he's got.
He has to do that, and that's banking on him knowing how to do that.
I don't know what Spider-Man's offense is.
Yeah, now I feel like I'm really in the middle, but still leaning, simply because I haven't seen Ant-Man do
I
that.
understand.
And I can't confidently say, oh, Ant-Man can do that. I can't.
Right.
But if he could do that, and if we did, like, let's say Ant-Man 3 comes out and he does something like that, you know, I might have to give you a call, like, all right. Like, all right, maybe I got to give the extra Ant-Man. But I think it would be a very, very close. Like, out of 10 times,
I give 6 out of 10.
he's got to get close to Spider-Man. He's got to get right up next to him. And I think most of the time, Spider-Man can get away from him, but then also thinking, what can he do to him? If he starts throwing stuff at him, he goes to Giant Man, what else can he do? He can do the insta-kill, which will instantly kill him, and locks on pretty well.
Yeah, but would it lock
You
on to
shoot him. If he goes Giant Man, does his...
It won't kill him then, but if if he's super tiny...
So his only defense really is to get big.
yeah.
Then it's like, okay, so how do you take Big Man down? Like, because obviously you can't do the leg thing because he can just go small again and all that. So it's like, how do you take the Big Man down? Where are they?
At the airport. I don't know.
At the airport. Like, what are you going to throw at Big Man when he goes big?
I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do.
That's the fight of the century. And it's funny because I think if we were talking about comic book Hank Pym, I think Hank Pym has it. Because he's smart. He's very intelligent. He seems kind of like Peter. Like, he would think of that shit. Like, I can give that to Hank Pym more easily than I can give it to Scott because he really just wings a lot of things and throws the haymakers. But if we're talking about Hank Pym Ant-Man, I think I'd have to give it to him because he would also be on it like, okay, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to take him down.
No, I think Scott will do the same thing. I think what's his name? Hank. I think he's like a science guy. He's going to think on his feet. But Scott is resourceful. And
he is.
When it comes to combat, if you are a resourceful individual, then you can figure things out.
No, I don't think he could do it like Hank Pym could.
No, not to the same extent. Not to the same extent, but to an extent enough to get
right.
through.
Yeah, like I'm not downplaying Scott Lang. Either.
Right.
Like
right,
you know
right.
what I mean. Like no, he can handle his own, but he's much more.
He's not
like,
he
on
might
the
not
fly figuring it out, which he does pretty well. But I think Hank Pym
probably do
would
better.
be a lot smarter. About
Yeah, he'd be probably better. But I
Yeah.
think Scott is still fucking good with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I completely understand you picking Ant-Man. I just can't confidently give it. But I think that would be the battle of the century. You know, that would be an insane battle. If he, like, Spider-Man's going to be all over the place. When I
All
imagine it,
over the
Spider-Man's
place.
trying to stay away from him. Because up close, it's bad for both of them. Like,
Right.
he gets up close, he can't, there's not much he can do to him. But then, even if, like, if if Scott gets up close and he doesn't get small, like he doesn't think to do that,
It's GG.
you're gonna get big. I mean, Spider-Man's gonna be able to tie your legs up, and then you gotta get small at some point. So, like, you have to go to getting small.
Yep.
That's your number one thing, for sure.
Yep. And he keeps his mask too when he's tiny. You know, it's a little bit
Yeah,
of something.
yeah. And if Spider-Man messes up it's another thing. You know, like you take the suit away from each, Spider-Man's gonna body you.
Oh yeah,
You
no,
know,
of
what I mean?
course.
So if Peter messes up your suit,
Yeah.
you got squat. If you
Right.
mess up Spider-Man's suit,
He's still Spider-Man.
he can fight you butt ass naked. And he's gonna
yeah,
body you.
yeah,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
That's kind of another advantage I can kind of give the Spider-Man. No, even without the suit, you know, you take him out, he's still a superpowered being. Yeah, I get it, but I gotta give that edge to Spider-Man. But if Scott knows to do that and get that small, but out of 10 times,
I really
times,
do
you
6
think
out of 10, maybe 7, because I just don't see Spider-Man's offense. That's my only issue. I understand throwing things at him, but he's gonna get big. I understand, you know, you could clip him,
insta-kill, and the
insta-kill,
different
but
things
again,
with
if he
his
gets
suit.
big,
Hand-to-hand combat, he's got that in the
hand-to-hand
bag.
combat, but that would be the way he would get in. You see, Spider-Man's gonna get confident with the fact that he's stronger than Ant-Man. He's gonna know Ant-Man's just a man in a suit. So all you have to do is just treat him like a human being, right? You just gotta.
Well, I
punch a
don't
hole
think
through
he
his
can be
chest.
too confident. I think if we're talking about the MCU Spider-Man, he's gonna be like, "No, I remember that."
No. He's gonna know. But
He
I mean,
bested
like,
me.
but I mean, like, confident as in, like, I know that it's a man in a suit. It's not like Captain America. You take the suit off, he's still Captain America. Or it's not like himself. You take the suit off, he's still himself.
yeah.
It's just a guy, right? You keep that into consideration. That means that like, if you're Spider-Man and I'm Ant-Man or whatever, you could pull my arm off. You know,
Yeah,
like,
right,
you really,
right.
You have that in your mind. Like, all I really have to do is get in and get my hands on this guy, and he's dead. And if you go in with that mindset, I'm gonna try to trick you. Like I said, you're gonna punch or something, and I'm gonna shrink, and then I'm
Right.
gonna land on you. Like, that's what I'm thinking Scott's gonna do.
Yeah, and it seems that he can go small pretty quick. It doesn't seem like he can go large pretty quick.
It depends
So
what you mean
I'm
by pretty
thinking like,
quick.
because when you think about the Civil War scene, it took a little bit, and he got big, But when he goes small, it's like instant, like a snap. So I'm thinking if Spider-Man webs him down as he's small, he still has a couple seconds to do something before he be Giant Man. So maybe webbing him down, then chucking something at him.
But as I don't know.
It depends how fast he does it.
Right, I guess.
And I mean, I think
It
Peter's
depends
smart
what
enough to
chucks
think
at him.
of, I need to do this quick, so I'm going to web him and throw this thing over here at him.
It depends.
And
what
that's
it
going to
is.
hurt. You know what I mean? But if he can go that small, we haven't seen him, but if he can,
Why?
he can go small really quick, so he'd be able to go small enough to where
Well, he wouldn't
you're
even-
basically not even a thing
He
in
wouldn't
front
even
of me
have to
anymore.
get that. He wouldn't even have to get that small though to dodge it. If he started getting big and Spider-Man threw something at him, I don't know what he threw at him. I mean, he really wouldn't have to get that small to dodge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it seems like I'm really banking on his environment too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
what it
another
is.
thing too.
Yeah, I shouldn't be fucking doubting myself, but like,
If
or
they're in a
finding
football
holes.
field,
They're in a football or just a prairie.
yeah, right.
Like, if Spider-Man has nothing around him,
Grassy land. That's gonna be GG.
it's almost like we need more specific situations.
I know, right?
You know what I mean? Because there's so many variables. Because if they are in a field, I don't know if I can give it to Spider-Man. Like, I imagine they wouldn't be in a wide open prairie.
Well, right. Okay, but most of the times we do these verses, we did Thanos versus Ultron. They were on some planet, I imagine, in my mind.
Me too. I imagined Endgame, but Ultron showing up when we were doing that.
Right. And then in when we did Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange, I imagined them off the coast of
I imagined them
Westview or
on
something.
Titan in
On
Infinity
Titan.
War.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. So, like, I don't think
Yeah.
cars and things around.
But when we're talking about this, I imagine the airport scene.
I do imagine the
Yeah,
airport
you
scene
too? Yeah.
But you know
It's
what's
funny that
funny?
we're kind of imagining, like, kind of the same
You know what's funny?
environments.
When I imagine the airport scene of them fighting, I don't think of them when they met. I think of them when he fell out the sky and landed. I think of like when Vision kind of looked and he saw the jet in the hangar. I feel like they're off fighting somewhere. I don't picture them fighting next to the planes and everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
picture it like when they went at each other in battle. I picture take everyone else out and it's Ant-Man and Spider-Man going like.
But that's another thing too, dog. Like, what? Spider-Man's gonna pick up an oil truck with his webs and chuck it at him like he's
strong.
Is he that strong?
He is that strong. He held together a ship that was split apart,
I mean,
and
no,
he
don't
held
get me
that
wrong.
together,
Don't get me wrong.
and
Yeah. What else?
and he stopped a bus that was doing like 40 at him, and he stopped it dead in its trail.
Yeah, in that clip. Where
In
he
that
gets-
clip, yeah.
Yeah.
I
but-
believe it's 30 or 40 that Tony Stark said that it was going.
Okay, and I'm not.
That's
strong. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. That's strong. Now the boat scene, but let's be honest, he wasn't holding that boat together. That boat was coming apart. Okay, he was
Okay,
not pulling that boat
okay.
together.
But he held it for a while, and that's
And-
something.
And
That is something.
and his web held it too.
Right.
He webbed that all up. Wasn't him grabbing two sides, bringing it together
Right.
at all. At all.
Even if you want to talk Sam Raimi's Spider-Man when he's holding the train, that was all his
Hella
web.
web.
But his web, yeah, him combined with his web.
He's strong. He's strong. Captain America got the best of him. because he's
Right.
not that strong.
He was
It's
just
bullshit. I know it's bullshit, but okay. But,
like, come on, man.
I don't know why I brought that
yeah,
up.
come on, man.
I don't even like it.
Fuck out of here.
But no, but I listen. I think obviously I'm not downplaying Spider-Man's strength, right?
Obviously.
But that oil truck that Ant-Man threw and got big,
that's not gonna hit Spider-Man.
that's not gonna hit Spider-Man.
Okay,
It's not
all
gonna-
right.
Spider-Man is not picking that up and throwing it at Ant-Man. Absolutely not. If he picked that thing up,
He got out of the rubble too in Homecoming. That
Yeah,
was
but-
a lot. I
Yeah.
think that's probably
That-
about as
but
heavy, if
Doug,
not heavier, than a
here's
oil
the
truck.
thing. Here's the thing with strength, right? There's explosive strength, and then there's that what?
Casey's outside waving to me from the window, and he just threw me off.
That's probably not a good sign. She walked out or something.
No, I don't think so.
There's that explosive strength where like okay, like if you're gonna deadlift, you're gonna push something. There's that you have an explosive strength.
And then that strength where you could.
Well, it's more a test on your central nervous system. It's like a endurance type of strength. It's like okay, if you're gonna you explode to pick up something, a deadlift or something.
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
after that, you have to really just get
Right,
it
yeah,
up.
it's like the difference between what you can bench and what you can pick up real quick and throw.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I listen, Spider-Man could probably pick that oil truck up, right? Throw it like a weapon, like throw it. It catches air and flies.
I don't
No.
know, Doug. You don't think so?
Listen. He can pick it up to save someone. He can get it out of the way, but he ain't chucking it like it. The Hulk does stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm saying. The Hulk is gonna pick up that thing
I'm not
and
sure.
whip it.
I'm not sure. I'm just trying to run through. I'm trying to think of what's the heaviest thing I've seen this motherfucker flying.
The debris, and that's heavy. But you see how
Yeah,
long?
but that was like a.
Yeah.
And he got out of
Yeah,
it. I'm
but-
trying to think of on the fly. What's the heaviest thing I've seen him like throw?
Well, you don't need to. If he's struggling to get that up like that, that gives you an indication of how his central nervous system is going to react to just picking something up. It's related.
But that I think that's a lot heavier than flinging.
it is
You know
a
what
lot
I mean?
heavier.
So
right.
I think maybe he could fling a truck.
but it's harder to get. Listen, if all that shit fell on him and he banged it out, you're right. He was on the ground. He was like, "Boo!" and he got up and it went. It would be like, "Damn, okay, he's gonna whip that truck, right?" But the fact that his explosive energy is not that much.
That's
It's the
yeah,
fact
you
that
know,
he has
yeah,
to
I
keep-
completely understand. That's what I'm
That's what I
saying too,
mean.
though. Like I've seen him do that, and I totally get that doesn't show how much he could fling something. I'm trying to
Well,
think.
it shows him how much you could fling something because he you know damn well he tried. Yeah, I mean logically, if you're under all that rubble and you need to get it off you, you're gonna explode to get it off.
Right.
At first, and then it's gonna come down to that. So you are getting a demonstration of
Yeah,
both.
so I think that's a lot heavier than a truck.
what I'm
so
saying. So
now
if
I'm
he's
not
going
so
slow-
sure
right,
about the
right,
truck,
right,
though. Is
right,
what I'm
right.
saying.
Oh,
I'm
no,
not.
right.
This is what I'm trying to get at. Like, yeah, he did that, but like he wouldn't have been able to do that on the fly. So I'm not so sure. That's pretty strong, but I'm not so sure. I'm trying to think of scenarios where he did fling something. I'm trying to like. I want to say he could fling a truck.
I mean, I don't think it really counts. It doesn't, but he did take that taxi when Obsidian cut it in half and
Yeah,
whipped
he
it,
did catch it.
caught it, sent it back. But it's kind of hard to say.
That's pretty.
it's heavy. It's heavy.
We're not. I mean, I can't say we're not talking much heavier, but on the scale of things, I don't think it's too crazy to say he could fling a truck. If he
No,
could.
but the back end of a half of a taxi cab is not like a.
Oh right, it was only half. It wasn't an entire taxi. cab.
Right, it's not anything like a truck. And on top of that too is momentum. He webbed it and slung it back at him. It's not like the truck is dead still. It's dead weight. It's not moving. The taxi's already moving. All you got to do is web it and swing it. No, he ain't throwing no. I don't see
Him flinging a
Spider-Man.
truck?
I don't see Spider-Man having a real offense to Ant-Man. I don't.
It doesn't have to be a whole truck either, though. Because what I'm saying is him get that small and then Spider-Man be able to mess him up by throwing something at him.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be something like an oil truck.
No, it doesn't. No. You just kept
I
saying
think
truck,
he. I
that's
think
all.
he. Right. No, I understand. So he could still throw something. I don't know why I kept going to truck, but I still think he could throw something strong enough to obliterate Ant-Man at that size.
Listen, honestly,
But then again, it also depends where the hell they
yeah,
are
yeah.
and what
If-
he's able to throw.
Let's be honest, right? If Spider-Man had a knife,
I think you throw a car at him.
he could. He could probably throw a car at him. Yeah. I think if Spider-Man had a knife, it'd probably be GG. Right? Because once he gets big, you're gonna sling that knife at him so fast, even as he's getting big. If you stick him in his throat, it's a knife, and you got him in his neck.
Wonder if he could slingshot himself through Giant Man. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Not from what I've seen, he's never done anything like that.
I don't think so. And
Like,
actually,
was
that
something
would
he
be
could do.
something that
How strong? How
endurable
thick,
is he?
yeah, is Giant Man,
Clearly
and I imagine pretty
very
fucking
durable.
durable.
Yeah, dog. He got hit by
Like,
those missiles, dog. Missiles struck him. Like, it didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Like,
that's
I
right.
don't think Spider-Man's slingshot. He's gonna snap his spine. Spider-Man's gonna go in through. He's gonna break his legs. No, but that's too slow of an attack, honestly. Ant-Man's pretty slow, but like I don't think he's. Josh is
Again, I'm so completely in the middle. I still can't I just out of 10 times, we have to bank on Ant-Man getting that close to him, and I think Spider-Man can stay away from him long enough to even tire him out. I mean, he's just a dude.
Yeah.
He's just a dude. Like, he's gonna get tired eventually. If he stays away from him long enough and is dodging around, he's gonna get tired, and I think he's gonna catch him slipping. I think out of the 10 times, I still think Spider-Man would get that more. Just tire him out.
I don't think so. Spider-Man gets tired too,
He does. Does. Not as fast
Not
as
as far
Scott
as
is
no,
gonna get.
no. I would just lay low.
And Scott has to get close to him.
But here's the thing:
He
like
has
you
to.
could lay low.
So you think out of 10 times Scott is gonna get closer to
6
him?
out of 10 times.
6 out of
Yeah.
10 times. You think?
Yeah. Like, Doug, honestly, actually, you know what? Really, like, you really think about it, like, I think he's going to get close to him almost every time. I just think that his attack might not be successful every time. So Ant-Man might get. I think Ant-Man has a really good shot.
Ant-Man has to think to do that. That has to be
I think he's going to think that's his go-to
MO.
almost every time. He's going to get. If he doesn't get close to you, what he's going to do? He uses mind powers on you. He has to get up close to you, right? I'm just saying, if he gets up close to you, his attack might fail. You see what I'm saying? Like, there are times where, what is he going to do if he gets onto Spider-Man? What if he has a plan to do something to Spider-Man and it fails, right? Like, I think that's the 4 times Spider-Man takes it. Because he gets on him, it's not GG. It's not, oh, you got on him. All right, let's stop fighting. It's like, you still have to kill him. Like, it's not over,
This is a hell of a battle. Hell of a, like, you're giving it 6.
I give it 6.
That's crazy. You know what I mean? And I'm not confident, and I just don't feel confident enough to give Ant-Man the edge. But I still think it's that
Would you give it 5?
close. Yeah. That did not sound good.
She slipped and fell.
Yeah. But would I give it 5? It's hard, man. It's hard. I have to be real confident that he's gonna get that close to him every time. Yeah, I mean, I would have to give it 5 because I would imagine Spider-Man, even on his offense, if he's not chucking things at him, he's gonna have to get close to him at some
Or if they're
point.
fighting in a field like every other duel.
I would give it the 6 out of 5.
Yeah.
I still can't confidently give it to Ant-Man because I'm not so sure he can do that. But again, it's not out of the realm of possibility. And again, like I said earlier, if I watch Ant-Man 3 and he does something like that, I'm gonna have to give you a call like, like, now we're
But
at
if they're
6 out
fighting
of
in a
5.
field, Josh.
I think it's hella close.
They're fighting in a field. Park.
If they're
Rally
fighting in a
Park.
park, then I would have to give it to Ant-Man. I just think the chances of them fighting in a field where there's nothing around.
No environmental.
I think the chances are higher of them being in an environment where there's something
Okay,
around.
but
I
well,
think-
okay.
I
Well,
think.
here's the thing.
But I'm not
Okay.
so
Well, that's not something we've considered before. See, remember when I said at the beginning I had faith, and you said you don't think faith's going to do it for you. That's what you said, which is actually a good point, right? Remember when I said, well, okay, you say, well, you're going to have to use the environment. I'm not sure I can give that to you. You know, it's like because every
Really?
other time we had the debate about people fighting each other, it was always in some sort of bearing thing. We didn't say, well, he's going to chuck a car at him. We didn't consider that with any of the other ones. We just wanted them to fight each other using what they got.
I mean, I
you
did
know?
picture the others, even in the environment they were in. There was still stuff.
I mean, yeah,
around.
rocks and
Yeah,
shit.
like you want me to imagine them in just this flat.
No,
field,
but like you
there's
see
nothing.
the Titan, like there's rocks around.
There's stuff he could
There's like
definitely
some
throw
stuff,
on
but there's
when
no
he's small.
oil truck. There's no car.
No oil truck, and that goes like I'm not so sure how much Ant-Man can take at that size. That I don't
right.
know. If he can take a lot. Yeah, I
Seems
don't know
like
what
it.
the hell Spider-Man's doing to him. I'm not so sure though. I'm not so sure. So based on me not being so sure, I if I gotta put my money on it, I'm putting it on Spider-Man.
God damn it, Josh.
I'm putting it on Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm not so sure.
All right.
That'll be a battle. Oh, we're way too far in though. We are 40 minutes
all right.
in. We both didn't budge, but that would be hell. It's so close. We're both giving it like the 6 out of 4. Shut up, Siri.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah, that's who we think would win in Spider-Man versus
Oh,
Ant-Man
this is
in the
good though
MCU.
because now people have a solid argument
yeah,
for
I'm
both
interested.
sides.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
interested
right.
to see what other people. I'm genuinely interested.
See
to
what
see
people
what you
think.
guys think.
Yeah.
I really am.
Yeah.
I want to see what you guys think. Drop down in the comment section. Who do you guys think would win, Spider-Man versus Ant-Man?
Right.
Be sure to like. Be sure to subscribe. Check us out when we drop our weekly content. Hopefully back to weekly content. We've been slacking a little bit, but we try and get back at it.
Yep.
Got some plans. I want to do something for a live stream. I'm not sure how I'm going to incorporate that, but I think it'd be fun. Try to get people engaged like live.
Yeah.
People are more prone to watching a video that's live when it pops up on their feed. But yeah.
Till next time, peace out. Oh, Jesus.